So yeah, super exciting.
Yeah, and I think we've done, you know, a fair bit of analysis without seeing these players play, so why don't we change that a little bit. Game 1 underway here. Team Takeover versus UBC Gold. The Gold squad on the orange side of the pitch, and an early opportunity. Fervent takes advantage, bottom of the box, and it only takes 12 seconds for the first goal.
Great pass down from Ski and Fervent. Yeah, just smashes it off of the ground and sort of bounces up. Definitely catches the TTO defender by surprise, but it does go in, and it's still 1 goal to UBC Gold.
Could potentially get an answer here on the kickoff. Demo comes through, though, onto Fig, which is going to slow down the offensive push. You can see Fig trying to find a little bit of an awkward spot around that near post. Now Pigeon all of a sudden has to make a half flip, but fortunately for Pigeon, no shooters were able to get in the way of that one. So the lead remains at 1 for now. Big clear as well, and TTO get the space that they so desperately need. But UBC Gold, they've set forward a blistering pace. That ball goes far down on that angle for Fervent to get the double, but Ski looking for the hold as well. I mean, very early on, it looks as though UBC Gold want to play the highly oppressive game right now. The shots, the demos, all coming through. Exil searching for that one above the bottom corner, which is just insult to injury right now as Ski taps it home.
Oh man, now that is definitely not something you want to see from TTO. Random not getting a touch he wants, and Pigeon flips a little bit too far in front of net, and that's an open net for Ski to take advantage of. And you're absolutely right, that high pressing game is definitely causing a lot of trouble for Team Takeover, especially on that back line. And they're a team that wants to play the pressing game, that wants to be up in your face in your half. So UBC taking advantage of that early, and Team Takeover gonna have to find an answer here quickly, as that one almost goes in. A double commit on the goal line, and Ski will put it in.
Oh, it's a double commit on the goal line, but both defenders aren't moving fast enough at all. They both put the brakes on right at the last moment, and the half flips are not enough to save them from the run that is Ski going down the middle of the pitch just to take that one home. So a very convincing lead built up here in the first game. Granted, it's the first one. TTO can definitely stand to make some adjustments here, but it does not look like they've learned their lesson right away. Off the kickoff, early pressure. Nice infield pass, though, and the connection that's shot down. Pigeon has the read where no defenders are, and they finally get their first.
That's the pressure, and that's a counter-attacking that Team Takeover has been known for. Exil just kind of gets trapped on that backboard, and Pigeon gets a really nice read on that ball and takes advantage of a wide open net. Good goal, but Team Takeover need a little bit more, but have a plethora of time to do it. Exil centers, almost an opportunity again for UBC Gold, but nothing to come of it right away. That's going to be poked through to Team Takeover defenders. It's centered, but not enough power as Pigeon able to get it clear for a moment. It's going to need a little bit of assistance from a teammate, and it's in the orange half again. Team Takeover slowly getting settled into this match, but again, they currently are down 2 goals, and in order to take it to that overtime and not lose this game 1, they're going to need to stay aggressive, and UBC Gold doing a good job of keeping it away from them. Fig.
Yep. Yeah,
Continue.
the aggression here is just, it needs to be there for Team Takeover, but in a calculated way as well. I feel as though this big save from Fig, though, I must say, with Team Takeover, they've gotten 1 or 2 opportunities, but it's mostly just fallen immediately back to their defensive half. Still searching for the middle of the field, but UBC Gold have done a really good job of closing off that avenue. Even these touches right here, middle of the field, good lane there for TTO to try and take, but they can't push it fast enough. Bottom corner not found, but Exil runs through this one. The centering pass is cut off, though. Fig gets in the middle of that lane very, very well, and with less than 2 minutes to go, TTO, they're showing a much more convincing defensive side here, but they've been stuck in their defensive half.
Definitely not many opportunities to sort of collect and act on, as Pigeon's couple of shots have been the only sort of real opportunities. Besides that, it's been all UBC Gold, as a mishap in defense leads X-Hill to his first goal of the series, and a really nice play, a way to be there, but not the touch Pigeon wanted.
Yeah, that's such a tough one to concede as well, deep in the zone and nobody around at that back post to do anything better about it. So the goal falls, and it's back to that 3-goal lead here for UBC Gold. They're feeling very confident. They're pre-jumping here, the double up. Fervent trying to get this one out. Goes out through the corner, and Ski now pushing for it again, opposite side, but it's the same old story. UBC Gold doing a really solid job here holding on to offensive pressure. They've got free real estate. They're parking their cars right on the front lawn of TTO, and there's nothing they can really do about it. The shot is blocked by Fervent. EXO playing slow with this one, does play to the center, but that's the crucial difference here, is that UBC Gold are not conceding these touches off of the sidewalls in the slow defensive plays, whereas the passing lanes are being cut off, those lanes of TTO by UBC Gold. The shot across the net finds the post, but nothing more, and that might have been the last good look that TTO get in game one.
Definitely few and far in between, and it feels that every time Team Takeover has an open door, it gets slammed right in their face, as UBC Gold has displayed some good defense, and even when the ball goes loose, they always have someone following up the play. Random puts it center to Fig, and it's going to be UBC Gold again, almost retaining possession there out of nowhere, it seemed, and that's something that they've been really good at this game, keeping the ball away from Team Takeover, but they couldn't keep it away there, and Random puts it in open net.
Stay in the scoring area, and ye shall be rewarded here. Just moving a little too fast for their own good there. Ski unable to make contact, and Random gets it behind the defender to get the goal here. 14 seconds to go. I mean, crazy comebacks, I've seen them aplenty in Rocket League, and this one's a little threatening, but with 5 seconds to go, I think that's just about done it. Down to the ground, the challenge sees this one up high, and the goal differential too large to be changed by just 1-0. Second magic goal, UBC Gold. Solid performance there. TTO showing signs of life towards the end, but it's still UBC Gold in a very strong game one performance.
Definitely, and again, as you mentioned earlier, it's just playing that really high pressing game that can work so well when you do it correctly, and they've definitely done it correctly, as Team Takeover not really able to respond here, as, you know, they found 2 goals off of 2 open nets. You know, a good read from Pigeon, and Random had a really good center hit to him, but, you know, besides that, not really too many openings. They haven't had too many looks. It's just sort of been the scraps that they've been fed. So we have to see, is UBC Gold going to be able to maintain that, and is Team Takeover going to have the answer in this next game?
Yeah, I mean, you can only hope with the reset there, 0s on the scoreboard and 5 minutes on the clock, that they have a better look to get back into it. But it's interesting, you know, because we've only seen one game as well. I hate to go back to that point of not having too much of a sample size of, you know, games from these teams to really go off of, but it's tough because I don't know if the issues that presented themselves are fixable in a 1-game reset. We are going to swap servers as well. We're going to go west-east, west-east for this one. So we'll see if that helps out on the ping side for anybody in the lobby. But yeah, it's interesting to see, because at a certain point, you know, TTO's mistakes in game one become less about what UBC Gold had done well and more about how Team Takeover can play solid Rocket League, because there's some fundamental issues there, especially with the way they carried themselves on defense, because sometimes we see the slow and controlling defense down towards the goal line that works well. They're able to keep the ball very close to their car on the dribbles through and not allow a shot. But a lot of times that TTO attempted that slow roll on defense, they conceded a huge touch that was so easily picked off by UBC Gold that anybody should have scored it. So TTO, a little bit to fix about the specific matchup, a little bit to fix about how they're playing. They may be, you know, still getting the hands warm, but hey, that's what game 2 is for, and the scoreboard is reset.
One thing to mention is that I had the pleasure of casting Team Takeover versus Criius last week, and one thing I definitely noticed, and something that's been happening in the league I work for, is that Team Takeover usually has a bit of a slow start. It takes them a game or two to get into the series, and then once they do, they heat up, and that's when they become an unstoppable force. So it's going to be interesting to see. UBC Gold, definitely one of the tougher opponents I've seen them play recently. So we'll see if they're able to handle it. To commit on the goal line. Pandemonium, but it does get clear as Fig looks to move downfield, but little boost to make something happen.
There's Pigeon now, goes towards the crossbar, a little wide, but still the possession, whiffs on that one, but Random has time to get back to the ball. The stretch pass though, Fervent connects, could get this one out of the corner, instead it's Exil at the top of the box. A beautiful finish to a play there for the first goal.
And that's the 1-2 knockout. Good hit to the corner and a good shot into the far post. As Exil, great placement and a good pass from Fervent, as that is some incredible teamwork, and Team Takeover were not able to react to just how fast that went. Random is on the backboard, is going to hit it down to Pigeon. Pigeon hits a slow roller, but it does get cleared away, and Fervent looks to move downfield. Doesn't have the touch he wants, and it's going to get cleared momentarily. Exil plays it to Ski, back to Exil, and it's currently trapped on that backboard. And Team Takeover having a hard time clearing it away indefinitely.
As Fervent now tries to collect this one, but Pigeon and Random both pushed up in that near corner. They rotate out as well. There's only one attacker. It's Fig left. Actually, Pigeon is the one to come over from the middle of the field. So now we see UBC Gold being a little slow to meet the resistance there and get the clear on defense. Fig gets the demo as well to try and open things up. 3-on-2, ball in the zone, and that is a goal 10 times out of 10 right there. Pigeon opened up via that demo, and it comes through. Random forces it out. Pigeon scores, and we've got a tie game.
Tie game indeed, and way to be there, Pigeon. But on the side of the orange team, you know, two players both trapped in that corner, and the third one just got demoed and spawned in that corner. Definitely a good situation for Team Takeover, but not exactly the situation you want to be in if you're the defense.
And with less than 3 minutes to go here in game number 2, opportunity better here than ever for TTO to try and even up the series. Fervent, though, a dominant double touch, looking very confident, but the clear is just as fast. Fig connects on it. Oh, come on. That is an absolute robbery from the crossbar. We all wanted that goal to fall. It was a beautiful sequence, but now it's Fervent back the other way to the backboard, and Exil can't get that one past Random.
And Random stepping up big this game, clearing a lot of things that we would have seen scored in the previous game, and that's exactly what you want to see. Team Takeover slowly adjusting, downloading the play style, and countering it, as that's going to pop center. Fervent will be the first one to the ball. Exil tries to center, but gets caught under his car as Pigeon looks to center it himself, but Exil is going to have a carry outwards. Hits it around Random, and Fervent will continue the play as Fig, plenty of boost to keep it rolling. He takes a shot, but it will go wayward. That's going to be off the backboard, but no follow-up as Team Takeover are going to get it clear.
Moving with this one on the sidewall is Pigeon, forces it past 2 as well. Fig is carrying this one high and trying to bring it back down towards that net, but Fervent will be there. All 3 on the same side from UBC Gold. 90 seconds to play. What a redirect, but the save is out from Fig. Ball was moving too slow along the goal line to see its way into the back of the net, and now Fig converts this one towards the bottom corner, but Fervent takes it aside. UBC Gold standing the test on the defensive half and showing some shots on the other side as well. TTO, they've got to like their chances here, looking a lot stronger and more consistent in their push towards the final 60 seconds, but I worry that UBC Gold are going to kick it into high gear here in the final 60. Only time will tell, as we're still tied.
Definitely, that is something that we have seen, is that UBC Gold able to hit that next gear seemingly when they need to. That's 2 committing to that ball and no one there to follow it up. His Pigeon does get it clear. Misses the hard clear that he wanted to get it center, and now Ski is going to have the ball off the backboard. Follow up touched away by Fig. Fervent fakes the shot. It's going to put it center, but Exil a little bit too far back. And Team Takeover still can't get it clear as UBC Gold not letting them have any breathing room.
Now 15 seconds to go. Fervent moving very quickly with this one. Do we have OTO on the way? TTO wants to change it. Big clear, but XO will pick it up. That's headed right towards the middle of the field, and everybody's pushed up a little too far from TTO, but Fig able to connect here. Ski still gets it. Fervent fishing for it off the back wall. Does get it back, but no shooter is there. You gotta like the set play, but they didn't have the third person in rotation to see it through, and we've got game 2 overtime.
To overtime, a lot closer than game 1 was. That shot's gonna go a little bit wide, and Pigeon is gonna move downfield. That pinches center for Fig. Fig hits the post, and a follow-up from Random, not hard enough, and Fervent will get it clear. And Team Takeover almost there, but UBC Gold escaping by the skin of their teeth as Pigeon puts it center again. 2 up, but no one there for Team Takeover as Random looks to keep it in the orange half. Puts it center, Fervent takes the shot, but it will go wide.
Opportunity now to try and get yet another clear. TCL looks so strong within the first 30-40 seconds of this OT, but they've let it slip away just a bit. The 2 attackers is all it takes right now to run against the 3 defenders. All 3 of Team Takeover running amok on the goal line is Ski, but Pigeon still sees it through for the save. Fervent gets a little too jumpy with that ball, but it's caught Fig off guard. Fakes out the challenge there to get a touch on it as well as X-Hill locks this one. And now all of a sudden it's UBC Gold with the offensive pressure. The big clear. Pigeon's the only one up. 3 direct. Oh, Fervent able to clear it aside from the bottom corner. And a great transition play there from TTO, showing that they still have signs of life within them to even up this series. But UBC Gold, they are really starting to heat up here. The past 40-50 seconds or so have looked very solid for them.
And a lot of times in overtime, we start to see the pressure shift towards the other team if it goes into a lengthy one. And that's what we're seeing here. UBC Gold starting to take control as Ski looks to transition off of his own backboard. Gets it around 1, but more work to be done. That's center for Fervent. Fervent's going to be off the backboard. Follow from X-Hill, blocked by Random. The ball still looming above the goal. Good save from Pigeon. But again, UBC Gold not giving up possession easily as that one's going to roll downfield. Fervent gets a clear. Random follow-up. Doesn't have the second touch, and Fervent will get it clear again. So close, Gaugen.
Yeah, these jumps, though, I'm getting a little concerned. I mean, it's overtime. I get it. They want these opportunities to fall, but please not at the expense of the double commits. I don't want to see it right now. It's not what you need. It's not going to help you in any way. X-Hill can't take the shot. That's one that you really want to hit on target, but unable to get their wits about them, and the shot goes wide. Now an opportunity for TTO, but a couple misses in a very similar situation to the one on the other side of the pitch. Fig gets challenged by Ski. The players of 3 character names. The Ski puts this one on. Pigeon turns it aside. Random down here. It's a good stretch pass, but it's not connected. The final link left missing. Exil goes to Ski. Backboard not uncontested there as it's taken aside, and TTO, they're trying desperately to hold on as well. The offensive opportunities still an advantage of UBC Gold as Ski goes crossbar. Fervent looking for the offside and gets it 3 minutes and 14 seconds later, and UBC Gold are on match point.
Shot through traffic is what does it. Pigeon pre-jumps and he sees the opening. Target pitch perfect as that is going to finish it. And for UBC Gold, a good position in the series, obviously 2 games up, but the pressure was on them for the majority of that overtime, but they held strong and they got the goal.
And my goodness, you want to talk about standout players, a huge performance from Fervent there of UBC Gold. 844 points on the board. I mean, I know points are not everything, but Fervent has those points for a reason. 4 saves, 5 shots. Massive performance there in a 3s game, and you can see Team Takeover were really working for it. It's a 1-goal differential. It's a very long overtime, and yet UBC Gold come out on top, especially, you know, off the drop there in overtime. TTO looked a lot stronger on offense for about 30-45 seconds. They let it slip once, and then UBC Gold, they never really lost control of it from there. A couple of looks attacks on the other side from TTO, but nothing looked quite as threatening as the very start of the overtime. So for TTO, you know, it becomes trying to score as quickly and effectively as possible, because I feel like the longer this is dragged out between both of these squads, the more it favors UBC Gold.
I have to agree with you there, as we just saw literally the prime example of that is Team Takeover had plenty of chances to finish it early, but UBC Gold collected their nerve and almost finished, and did finish it off. But you know, that's exactly the type of thing we come to expect from a team like them, as Exil hits it down early. Fig does get a clear, but Ski does get a touch on it as he's going to try to put it center. No one there for a follow-up, but 2 commit on Team Takeover, leaving the opening for Exil to shoot. Random will get the save.
And still, the UBC Gold offensive train keeps chugging along. Fervent, a beautiful touch here to leave it open for Exil. It was only a matter of time. I wasn't sure whether it would be Exil or Ski getting around to this one. Ski, I mean, having to make the recovery from the bump and still in a generally viable position to make that shot, but Exil will take it anyway. The majority of the grunt work, though, done by Ski on that challenge, and Fervent as well on the soft pump, just to set it up in the perfect position. I mean, UBC Gold, I think that's been the definition of their offensive play style, is just set themselves up for success. They don't necessarily want to scrap for these really low bottom corner goals. They're trying to head into the offensive zone with as much foresight about where the ball is going as they possibly can get, and that's really giving them the advantage thus far.
Definitely. And for Team Takeover, you know, it looked like they had it for a second in Game 2, but so far in Game 3, it's back to the old card grind, as UBC Gold will not let them have any chances easy. Random takes a slow shot. It will be cleared away as Fig looks to keep it in the orange half, but Fervent, a good clear, and is going to continue to have it in his possession. That's high in center, and no one's there for the shot, but Ski's going to take control, and Pigeon messes up the flick he was going for. It does able to recover. That shot's going to go on net. It is a good save. And Team Takeover, one more shot. And again, a save from UBC Gold. They're getting twisted like a pretzel, but they are still holding strong.
Still a good look for TTO, though. They're able to put the ball on target many times in a row. It's not just put a good shot on and then get possession and then a couple seconds later manage to get another one on. It's put a shot on, read where the defender is going to hit it, and then immediately put it back on target. You're forcing so much wasted resources there from UBC Gold on the defensive half. But like you said, I mean, the defense of UBC Gold, an enigma that TTO simply cannot crack right now. Exil going to take this shot towards the bottom corner and finds its way in through the chaos, and they've got a 2-goal lead.
And a shot through traffic finds its way in, and a really nice pass from Ski. And that's something that I have to commend from UBC Gold. The entire series, their game awareness has been on a different level. They're able to find each other, and they really don't seem to be double committing often, only when it's a complete, like, chaos situation. Other than that, they're able to get the read on the play so effectively that Team Takeover don't have any time to react.
Right you are, as we cross the halfway mark of Game 3 as well. Reminded in chat, too, that we have seen reverse sweeps here. Not necessarily too uncommon. Okay, so some Rocket League happened. Let's take a look at the Rocket League that happened. Yeah, I'm looking for when Fig hit this ball. I don't see it.
I think it happened before the replay. I think that's the only explanation there. I can't, you know, it just happens. This is Rocket League after all, and, you know, as good as they're going to get the goal right back anyway. You know, does it really matter if you hit a shot like that?
I mean, UBC Gold, you got to consider that it's just very generous of them, you know, to take a full length of the pitch effort all the way into their own goal, and then the immediate disrespect to go bar down on the ensuing one and get your 2-goal lead right back. So if that doesn't display to everybody the control that UBC Gold feel like they have over this play right now, I don't know what will, because for TTO, it's kind of just spelled out there. I mean, you talked about the very few doubles that came out from UBC Gold, but that double right there, even though it's so egregious and so deep in the zone, Exil is just waiting here for this ball.
Yeah, he gets it in. For all 4 goals for UBC Gold can be credited to him. And it's a really good effort on net. And Team Takeover just don't seem to have that response, as Exil's going to go for another one. And that one would have been real nice if he hit it on target. But Team Takeover not going to give up. Fig tries to slow roll it towards net. Random tries to push it through, but pushing the issue only gets you so far, and Team Takeover, tough luck again.
Still looking for this little tricky play here that they've got set up in the corner, but they are undone there by the one defender, cutting off the passing lanes between Fig and Pigeon. I see Fig and Pigeon, and my mind immediately goes Figian. You know, I don't think it has the same kind of bite to it, but it's right there. It's Fig and Pigeon. Anyway, I'm just trying to think of name puns for these players. But GTO, they seem like they're knocking on the door yet again, but everything seems to fall apart when they need to have that sustained pressure on the offensive side of things. 1 or 2 opportunities really quickly, sure, they've got that on lock, but it doesn't seem like their third person in rotation, or even their second at times, is really in tune with where this ball is going to end up. It feels like they're left guessing here and just waiting to see where UBC Gold want to hit the ball, and that's resulted in this larger goal gap in game number 3, and likely the closeout of this series with less than 30 to go. UBC Gold on that match point and a 3-goal lead.
Definitely, as less than 30 seconds to go, and this game looks like it has UBC Gold's name all over it, as Team Takeover going to have to make the biggest miracle in Rocket League history to win this one. A really good performance from UBC Gold. Great pressure, great opportunities, and Team Takeover really held this series close, but UBC Gold were an anomaly on a different level, and that reflects in today's scoreline.
And just another thing that I want to comment on as well before we move on. You know, UBC Gold, we knew they were playing with Exil, who is their coach, as the third. But it's something that you love to see, is a coach that can hang with the players. It's not, you know, it's not always necessary. There are different types of coaching that you can do, and it doesn't have to be, you know, having a highly skilled Rocket League player, but it's nice to see. I've seen it a couple of times, seen it here as well. Exil definitely holding their own in this lobby. And for Team Takeover, you know, the only real question I have for them now, you know, that I've collected my thoughts, is it Figian or is it Fidgeon? I'm not really sure which is better or worse. They're probably both worse, and there are probably a lot of people shaking their heads at me right now. But Team Takeover, they fall 0-3 here to UBC Gold. That is the end of our first Sunday scrim, by the way.